Midlands International Airport. So not much new or changed, bar that I moved the military airport into the spot where the commercial board used to be, which is this board here. Because I have more commercial planes than military, or I have more commercial and cargo than military, so it made more sense to have the cargo and commercial and concourse A here. Not much change with concourse B, just some new jet bridges and lights, and then obviously for the military airport I moved it back or behind the commercial airport. So I also got a new tripod that will make sure that we won't be having some of the moments that we had a lot of the other airport updates where it used to sometimes be a bit of shaky footage, so there shouldn't be any shaky footage. And yeah, I also got one new model which should make this update quite interesting. So yeah, let's get started into the update. So here we have a Airbus Beluga XL arriving from Hamburg in Germany. Next up here we have a Boeing 747-446 BCF global supertanker taxiing to runway 24 to depart to Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson. Next up here we have a Airbus A330-300 departing to Washington Dulles. So yeah, it's just taxiing to runway 24 behind the 747 there. This is one of 2 daily flights, but that has been restricted to 1 daily A330-300 going to Washington Dulles from the 2 because of COVID, but that should be coming back to normal now because COVID's kind of ending and coming to its end in some countries. So especially my country in Ireland, because it's ending quite. We've got our vaccine rollout quite quickly actually now. It's reasonably going fast, as I would say. Next up here we have a LATAM 777-300 EOR. This is probably going to depart in about 15 minutes. He's just getting the last passengers on board and waiting for a tug. And yes, he will be departing to Sao Paulo Airport in Brazil. Next up here we have a 777-300 EOR departing, or he's just getting the last passengers on board and also going to wait for a tug. And he's also getting some last baggage on board, and then he is going to be departing to Orlando MCO in the United States. Next up here we have a Airbus A380-800. He is just pushing back to depart to Amsterdam in the Netherlands. Next up here on the cargo apron we have an Antonov 225 fueling to go to Kiev in Ukraine. Next up here we have a DHL A310. I'm pretty sure the A310 and the DHL A310 is retired, but I think it is anyway. Tell me down in the comments below, but I'm just going to say it's retired for now because I'm pretty sure it is. But this kind of route just kind of spices everything up because it's kind of like what I believe to be a retired aircraft. I think it possibly is retired. So I'm just going to say that it is retired, or this might be on its last flight to its destination. So yes, this will be he's just getting cargo on board, and then he's going to be departing to Hamburg in Germany. And this area here is also now the new DHL area. This particular spot on the cargo apron, yeah, so this will be the DHL area. So this is where you will see all of the DHL aircraft that I have here. At current, my DHL fleet consists of 1 A310, so that's pretty much. I have quite a small DHL fleet, but I hope to get some more. Next up here we have a TAM A320 landing from Sao Paulo in Brazil. Next up here, mildly blocked by the corner of the terminal there, we have a TUI 737 MAX 8. He is getting some cleaning and some catering on board and is getting his tug connected, and then he will be getting passengers on board, and then he will be departing to Lanzarote Airport. Next up here we have a RJ85 Avro for Aer Lingus, and he will be departing to London City Airport in England. Next up here we have an empty gate, and then pretty much finally for the Concourse B here we have a TAP A330 300, I believe this one is, in the old livery. Yeah, this guy's just getting some last baggage and passengers on board, and then he's going to get a tug, and then he will depart to Faro Airport in Portugal. Next up here in the hangar we have a 737-700 C40C in the presidential livery. He is just in the hangar here for some routine maintenance, and then he will depart. I think he may be going to London Heathrow. I'm not 100% sure where this guy will be going after in the hangar, but I'm pretty sure he will be going to London Heathrow. Next up here we have a RAF Airbus A400M. He's just waiting for some hangar space because he has a damaged turboprop. I believe during some sort of wind or something, the turboprop got slightly damaged. I'm not sure how it got damaged, but he's going to be going into the hangar for some maintenance on that, and hopefully he should get that fixed, and he should be out of the hangar after, or he should be going into the hangar right after that C40C leaves. So yeah. Next up here we have a new model. This one is quite an interesting one. I can't remember where I was able to get this one, but this one is I believe it's a Eurofighter Typhoon. This one is a very interesting plane, I have to say, but I have to say, looking at some of the footage and photos of YouTube videos and all of that, it is very amazing, and I have to say it is a beautiful aircraft. And I would like to give a shout out to Charlie Golf Aviation. He was the video that I watched this on and kind of inspired me to put this aircraft in the update, because I have actually had this for quite a while, but I've never put it in an update because I was always unsure of the name. I could never find the name, but I believe this is called a Eurofighter Typhoon. Yeah. So yeah, this guy is just waiting for some hangar space for some more routine maintenance. Next up here we have a US Air Force. I believe this is the Lockheed C5M Super Galaxy. He is just going to be departing back to the Travis airspace. Funnily enough, I should say Travis Airspace, because this is actually a Lockheed C5M Super Galaxy in the Travis Airspace livery, or Airbase livery. So yeah, that really does conclude it for this update. Hopefully we should have hopefully probably next week or the week after I should come out with another update, or maybe even on the weekend. I'm not sure when the next update will be, but I hope to do a different airport. I have a couple of boards down under the table that I have painted and that have markings on them, but it is quite a small airport, so I will have to